Let's hear for just a moment what he's got to say, Warren, Michigan.
But no, it's different, but there'll never be, in the world, there'll never be anything like what we've done. We've done something that's unprecedented, and we've had fun, but now we have to get, hopefully, to work. We got to win. You got to get out and vote. And then we're going to do a real job for you all, and we're going to meet again many times, I hope. But this has been the thrill of a lifetime for me and for you and for everybody. And now we want to take that thrill and turn it into let's do business, right? Let's do business. So it's great to be back in this beautiful state with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. And I'd like to begin by asking a very simple question. I've been doing that lately because it seems so poignant. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's been, is that one of the easiest questions you've ever been asked? But I've come today with a message of hope for all Americans. With your vote, this election, most important election you've ever even thought about voting in, I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals pouring into our country. And I will bring back the American dream. I'm going to bring it back. You know, yesterday we had a long day. We started out before 7.
Okay, there he is. Donald Trump, the former president of the United States, currently the Republican nominee for president, speaking in Warren, Michigan. Rick Klein was good enough to come back in studio. I'm still thinking about Bob Woodward and all those tapes he's got, you know.
Not this week.
I mean, what does happen? Anyway, we can talk about that later. But look, Trump just posed a question. This has become his question that he's asking now at the beginning of his rallies. He's been doing this for a little while. And the question is, are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? It's for the reverse reason, the question that Ronald Reagan asked in 1984 when he was running for re-election, because the idea was you were better off and he wanted to get re-elected.
Right.
It's interesting. It's because the Trump campaign wants him to be focused on the economy and the economic record, his versus. But I have to just do a little question to you, Rick. I know you were better off, but 4 years ago, the country was in lockdown and thousands of people were dying of COVID. That's not a very good example.
It does. I mean, it doesn't sound as cool if you say 4 years and 10 months ago or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think what he means is before COVID, but the
pandemic.
economy was struggling because much of it was still shut down, and people were dying by the thousands across the country of COVID.
That's right. I think he, on the literal 4 years, that's right. But the way people have perceived this economy and the way that people feel like things are going, whether you believe the economic numbers or not, people don't feel it. They see things that have gotten more expensive. Today's jobs report doesn't help the narrative for Biden-Harris. And the feeling of just kind of drift and losing ground is a real one. And it's a powerful one. If Donald Trump wins, then the weakness in the economy that's perceived by people, the Biden-Harris economy, is going to be one of the main reasons. It's one of the top issues for him. He is viewed as advantaged on that, although that gap has closed. And it's something that I've been watching in the polls a little bit, John, to see how Harris has, in her pitch, as people get to know her better, been able to eat away at that advantage that Donald Trump has on the economy specifically. Yes.
She is the vice president, after all, not the president. By the way, I know you have to go, but one thing that's striking, listening to Trump sound almost like reflective at the end of a campaign. We've talked about the stakes in this campaign, and it's undeniable that the stakes are as high as they possibly could be for the country, two very different directions. Arguably, the stakes are the highest for one individual, and that's Donald Trump. If he gets elected, he goes back to the White House, far more powerful than he was the last time he was there. He has a Supreme Court immunity decision that gives him, all kinds of latitude to do what he wants to do. If he doesn't get reelected, he's back in court.
He may
go to jail.
That's right.
It could be literally prison or become the most powerful president we've ever seen.
We know he's still awaiting sentencing in one set of convictions, but he also has the Jack Smith cases, the classified document case, as well as the January 6th cases that are out there. And he says he would fire Jack Smith. Well, he can't fire him if he's not president again. You're right. The stakes are huge for him. And he said to Tucker Carlson again last night, he's not going to run again. So this is his last campaign, he says, and the stakes are
He's also
pretty
said
big.
we wouldn't need to have an election again, so maybe, well, anyway, we'll see. All right, Rick Klein, thank you. This is the first time we have had somebody come on This Week Live twice.
Double
Two
booking,
appearances.
I love it.
Double booking, so thank you very much. All right, we will be right back with a look ahead to Sunday.
True natural beauty, untouched, one of the last of its kind. But this comes at a cost. 5 countries, 5 incredible real stories of adventure, danger,
We have to go.
and deceit. These are the last lands, the national parks around the world that have to be saved.
4 days to go, and more Americans turn to David Muir and World News Tonight than any other newscast. The race, a dead heat. With so much at stake, turn to David Muir and the team on election night. And ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir, the #1 newscast in America.
What's good to watch, read? Where can I get a great deal on what I'm just dying to buy? Oh, it's all right here. GMA Life. Get the latest celebrity buzz, deals and steals, and the coolest lifestyle tips from GMA.
I love that so much.
Streaming weekends on ABC News Live.
Listen to this crazy story about Graceland.
There are some suspicious minds over an attempt to sell Elvis Presley's beloved home, Graceland.
Elvis's home faces a possible foreclosure.
Lisa Marie's public struggles may have left the Presley family vulnerable.
Had I ever met Lisa Marie Presley, did I sign the document? No, no, no. This is a fraud.
Stealing Graceland, now streaming on Hulu.
Big thanks to our guests for joining us. Stay tuned for more news, context, and analysis on all the big day stories right here on ABC News Live. And be sure to tune in to This Week on Sunday morning right here on ABC, where I'll be joined by George and the entire political team to break down the final days of the 2024 election. I'm Jonathan Karl, and until next week, that's This Week Live.
What does it take to be the most